Hey guys, Lisa Callaghy here to share with you a video on mathgames.com, more specifically the activity page in Math Games. So this is the page that you see once you choose a skill for your students. So in previous videos, I explained to you where to click in your menu bar at the top when you're trying to search for a skill for your students based upon any data that you receive from any other sources that you have from teaching. This video is going to explain to you exactly once you click on a skill, this activity page and the different features of this activity page that you will be able to share with your students so you know what's available to you. All right, so let's get started. I'm just going to come up and click on the grades menu option here at the top. And then I'm going to navigate to a certain skill here so I can open up the actual activity page. So let me choose symmetry. And by the way, in case, and I don't remember, I'm sorry if I didn't explain in previous videos, when you do drill down to a skill, you'll see a number of zero out of a number, which is in the stars little icon here next to the skill. This tells you how many levels of activities there are for students to actually earn all the stars for this skill. So if you see right here, symmetry, there are 5 levels, and the student has not earned any stars for any of the levels for symmetry. If you notice, I'm going to come across the page to the right, and where it says multiply two numbers up to 1,000, there are 15 levels. So this gives you an idea of how long it will take the student to actually master this skill because of how many levels they have to go through. Okay, so let me click on this skill, and this is depending on where you search out the skill, like from my previous video, whether you search it out by grade level, whether you search it out by actual skill, or if you search out skills by standard, it's all going to bring you back to this activity page. So let's start out with looking at the bottom for a second of the page. It's saying level 1 of 1. That's where they start out, and as students move on to the different levels, it will update them at the bottom left hand side of the page as to what level they're working on. There are 5 levels to this skill, so every time they successfully complete one level, they will earn 1 star. So you notice none of the stars are colored in yellow, so because I haven't earned any stars. And then to the right hand side of the page, you'll see these squares. And what these squares represent are questions that students are faced with during each level. So if you notice, level 1, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 questions. And as I go through the questions, you'll see that these boxes will fill in a color, and the color will depend upon whether I answer that question correct or incorrect. Okay, so let's bring your attention to the top right-hand side of the page. You'll notice that there is a video tutorial for students, and if I click on that link, it's going to open up a video that I can, oops, maybe click on that the icon. It's going to open up a video that I could students have access to when they open up this activity. You as a teacher can also copy the link. If you notice up here in the top right hand side of this video window, you can copy a link directly to this video and paste it into Schoology. Or if you wanted to, since this is a YouTube video, you can see here by the play button, you can copy and paste the video title. And if you don't, or if you do already know how to in Schoology, you can embed a YouTube video directly into Schoology. All you have to do is search out this title and you can embed it. And I'll show you an example of that at the end, because I've already done that as a practice to show you. Okay, so let me close this window. Next, I'm going to scroll down a little further so that you can see There are more ways to use math games with this skill. And you'll see there are 8 tiles here. So I'm just going to go quickly through them, what they are. I'm not going to dive into them. That will be different videos. So you'll see you're able to look at that tutorial video, which is what I just showed you. Like I said in previous videos, mathgames.com has like multiple ways for teachers to get to the same place. And this is one example of that. If I click here on this video, it's going to bring me to that same video window as when I clicked on that link up here in the top right-hand corner of my screen. Okay, you're able to create a worksheet from this skill, and that will be a separate video as well. You're able to see the leaderboards for this skill, and students have access to see their leaderboards as well. And I believe I spoke about that in a previous video. This will compare and convert. This will show the next skill, which is measurement, which is compare and convert customary units. So if you wanted to see what the next skill is after this skill, you would click on this tile. Going down further, this is a tile to create a classroom, but you should have already done that. So there's no reason to be using this tile at all. You should have already created or actually imported your classroom from Google Classroom before you're actually, thinking about assigning an assignment or looking at any of the skills. Next is the create an assignment. So I could create an assignment for this specific skill to my students in mathgames.com using this link. I could create an assessment for my students in mathgames.com using this link. And then finally, they give you some curriculum information about this skill. And then at the very bottom, you'll see there is a link that will directly bring your students to this skill activity. All you have to do is click on this icon, copy to clipboard, and that will automatically copy this link that you can then paste into Schoology. So that is the activity page overview. I'm going to just jump into this activity right now so that you could see what a student sees when they actually start to practice this skill. So I'm going to click on Start. And now it just jumps into a bunch of questions. So before I go on to answer the question, I just want you to notice now that the top of my screen added some extra features. Students still have the ability to get to the tutorial video, but they also have the ability to have the question read to them. And they also have a scratch pad available where they're able to doodle on top of the question if they want to. When they click on that, you'll notice it looks like a piece of clear paper has been put over the question, and they're able to use their mouse, or if they're using a mobile device, they're able to use a mobile device with their finger and start to write on the this clear film over the question. The top left-hand side shows where students can erase their work. And then to close the scratch pad, you go back to the top right-hand side. So now that's available once you click on the start button for the activity. And I'm going to answer this question, clicking on yes. And notice that my square at the bottom of my page here on the right-hand side has turned to a green check mark. And now I'm going to answer this question incorrectly. And you'll see that it has turned into a yellow exclamation point. So that's how students go through the questions and see how many questions they have left by the empty squares, how many questions they've gotten correct with the green, and how many they have gotten incorrect with the yellow. All right, so this has been a video on how to use the activity page in mathgames.com. It shows you all of the features available to you and your students, and then what you can do after the students what you can do with this specific activity within all the features of mathgames.com, such as create a workbook, a worksheet, and an assignment. And my next video is going to be on how to create an assignment using this activity. All right, guys, I hope this helped. Have a great day.